This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, without therapy, ladies and gentlemen, I probably wouldn't even be able to, share the things that I'm sharing with you today. Today's episode is really going to focus on making decisions, making those tough decisions, especially when it comes to this holiday season, overcoming family pressures that are just thrown upon your shoulders, overcoming holiday anxieties, learning how to say the word no. And really managing your money and just defining Christmas the way you want it to look like, or the holidays in general. If it wasn't for therapy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, club members, I probably wouldn't even be able to make the decisions that I made this year. So thanks to therapy, I've learned how to set boundaries for myself and how to just channel my energy and learn my likes and dislikes more so now than ever. And I learned how to say no, finally. Without a healthy mind, being truly happy and at peace is very hard. The good news is therapy works. But what is therapy exactly? It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe you're not feeling motivated right now and would like some tools to help. Or maybe you're feeling insecure in relationships or at work, not dealing well with stress even. Trust me, I can relate, y'all. Whatever you need, it's time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles and start feeling better, because you deserve to be happy. And now you don't have to worry about finding an in-person therapist near you to help. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you could start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what online therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. The Who and How Club is sponsored by BetterHelp. And the Who and How Club listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/whohow once you sign up today. So that's betterhelp.com/whohow, as in the Who and How Club, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, club members. Whohow, WHOHOW. So that's betterhelp.com/WHOHOW. Sign up for BetterHelp today and just start your therapy journey just like I have. 2021 saw Arys Déjan, Alan McPherson. I'm speaking of myself in the third person. It saw him start therapy for the first time in his life. Me, also known as me. I can't believe it. Believe me, therapy works, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And listening to today's episode will show proof of that, all right? Now enjoy today's episode.
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Who and How Club. It is your boy Arys Déjan checking in. It is 2 days after Christmas. Can you still say Merry Christmas like 2 days after? I know when the New Year hits, people are pretty much saying Happy New Year the entire year, especially if you're seeing the person for the first time, if you haven't run into them the entire year. But is it the same for Christmas? I don't know. Either way, I'd like to say Merry Christmas to all of my club members, listeners, and supporters, especially if you're a first-time listener or a returning club member. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you. Especially if it's the first time we're speaking within the past couple days, I think it's good to just say Merry Christmas. So Shout out to all of you. I hope you are all doing well and having a safe holiday so far. I mean, the holiday isn't just Christmas Day. It pretty much lasts until, the day after the New Year's, after New Year's hits. So we're probably all in holiday mode. But like I told you on the last episode, I took an early holiday in November so that I could kind of vibe with all of you and check in with all of you during your holiday break. So I want to keep consistent and just touch base with all of you, sending love and positive energy to everyone who might not have someone to spend their holidays with this year, but you're making it work for yourself. You're making the holidays look the way you want it to look, and not defining it the way television has forced it upon you or what's being shown on Instagram. There's no need to be a Grinch if your Christmas doesn't look the same as someone else's, but just embrace these holidays. If you got some time off of work and you're able to catch up on some sleep or catch up on some work, and I'm not talking about your 9-to-5 work, I'm talking about your passion, the things that you're being creative with, embrace those things. Sorry, I just had dinner. Embrace those creative aspects of your life while you're on these holiday time off or whatever, you know what I mean? This holiday season. So shout out to all of you. Again, I hope you're being safe. I don't know what Christmas shopping was like this year. I stayed off the news apps, so I'm not sure if it went wild or not. I haven't heard any news updates or anything, so I assume, you all kept safe and you probably did some of your shopping online. I do know that the numbers are going up here in the city. I'm not sure if it's like that around the world. I'd have to dig deeper in that. I try to stay away from the negativity, but I also don't want to pretend like certain things aren't happening in the world. You know what I mean? But who's to say what's real and what's not? As long as you protect yourself and protect those who mean the most to you, your loved ones, your family, your friends, the ones that you're in intimate relationships with, protect them. Focus on that. You're not Superman. You can't save the entire world, but you could protect yourself and mind your own actions, thoughts, and feelings. You know what I mean? So, thank you. I wanted to check in with all of you. Thank you for being here. I just love speaking to all of you during this time. And I'm not giddy or, about the whole holiday thing. I'm just happy to be here. I'm excited for the new year to come about. You know what I mean? Like, we're just a few days away until 2022. And I just have this feeling that next year is going to be a dope year. I don't know why. There's something in my heart that's just speaking to me. My gut is telling me that all the hard work that we put in, all the stresses, all the hardships, all the pain and pleasures, they're all going to pay off in this new year that's on its way. So, I've had my my comments and stuff. I've shared a lot with all of you when it comes to my thoughts on time and its concepts. But, if we're looking at the general way of looking at time and years, months, days, weeks, hours, minutes, seconds, it'll be 2022 within a week. So, or in a few days, actually, because today's Monday, December 27th. So I'm excited. I'm excited to journal. I'm excited to set my intentions, write some New Year's resolutions. We'll have a resolutions episode like we do every year coming up. But today I want to focus on holiday pressures. Now, I've had a lot of people reach out to me, a lot of conversations that I've had with people, not only with family, but with friends, colleagues, and a common theme that has been brought up throughout these conversations when speaking about the holidays are holiday pressures. A lot of people feel pressured around this time, we're given the whole year to plan out this time of year. We know that once January hits, January 2022, we already got to start planning for December 2022 because, Christmas is, it's a big time. It's a big time of the year, especially if you have children. It's kind of like that whole grinding for the whole week, then partying on the weekend kind of thing. You're grinding for the entire year just to bust your check and celebrate at the end of the year. But I want to put a stop to that. I want you to start trying to put a stop to that, because, what I found in these conversations was I'm already ahead of the game. The people that I was speaking with, they're still trapped. They're still trapped in this pressure, under this pressure. They feel anxious. They get pressured from their family. They don't know how to say no. They regret spending all of that money that they probably spent half of the year, close to 3/4 of the year, saving to buy everyone material things. And in these conversations that I've had, I haven't really pushed my way of thinking or my ideology onto these folks. I've just listened. I've played the cut and I've listened. I've internalized everything that everyone has said, and I decided to create an episode around it. That's what I do. Don't talk to me. Don't talk with me. Don't share anything with me, because it might show up in my show. I'm not judging. And I'm not on this righteous mission or anything. I just feel that I have, in retrospect, I've never really liked the holidays. I don't like what it represents. I'm not really a fan of gifts anyway, so I don't know if that's me being a Grinch or not. But, Christmas could be every day. We don't have to wait until the end of the year to do this thing and to put ourselves in within these vibrations or these modes, these feelings that we feel, just to please others or to follow suit because everyone else is doing things. Everyone that has shared something with me, I wish them well. I want them to wake up a little bit. I want them to wake up, but not as I have. Just look at things a bit differently for next year. Let me share a little something. Every year, for the past only God knows how long, I've felt pressure from my family around this time. There are usually 2 times throughout the year where I feel a bit of pressure. Thanksgiving and, Christmas time. And, Christmas, I feel sorry for the people in the States because their Thanksgiving's in November, and then the following month it's Christmas. At least for us in Canada, it's 2 months apart. Since ours is in October. But nevertheless, there's still a lot of pressure around this time of year. Throughout my life, I've always felt pressure, especially from the moment that I started living on my own. I've been on my own since 18. Imagine feeling anxiety and pressures from your family since you were age 18. I'm 32 now. So this has been going on where, I got to pick and choose which house I want to be at. For these family dinners around these times of year, and if I choose one house, the other house gets upset and they hold it against me, and it goes on for weeks on weeks, and it's like, oh my God, how do I please everyone? So I thought that maybe I could try to bring everyone together each event, but how family turmoil, sibling rivalry amongst the aunts and the mothers and all of that jazz occurs. It's hard to get everyone under the same roof. Everyone's busy. It's like Civil War, like Spider-Man Civil War, like the comic, not the movie, because Spider-Man's caught in between all of these, these situations. And I have felt like that for a very long time. But I have decided finally, I'm speaking with all of you today as a free man. I'm speaking with you as a free man, a free individual. This year, I am free of those pressures because I decided for myself that I am going to remove any sort of overwhelming, overbearing, pressured feeling. And I decided to spend Christmas by myself this year. And not in a depressing way, like, oh, woe is me, or I'm wallowing, or I'm sad that I have to be alone this Christmas. I made the decision to be alone because I didn't want those pressures anymore. I want to thank therapy. Me being in therapy has really helped, right? For me to decipher these things or to make a very scary decision like this, because for the longest while I was afraid of, upsetting people, disappointing people. But I would sacrifice myself in doing that. It was at the expense of my feelings and my gut feeling and my mental well-being, so to speak. I didn't like being forced to choose which house to go to, or even getting everyone under the same roof. It would just be a lot of awkwardness, and it's like, are we really here because we want to be here, or are we here just for this time? Like, we're not really here throughout the rest of the year. So what does this really mean? Why do people feel the need to just jump up and be so giving and so much for others one time a year? But what about the rest of the year? You know what I mean? I started to see these things. I started to decipher it for myself. And I started to think about my future and what I want Christmas or these holidays to look like for my family that I will eventually build, But until then, it starts with me. I got to take care of me. So I had a conversation with the powers that be, the family, and I explained things thoroughly. I made sure I was very, very, very precise in how I explained myself, because I didn't want anyone to feel bad. I wanted them to just understand me. I said, Auntie, this year, there are some things that have happened, every time the past few years that I've come to your house for the holidays. Some people are attached to that. My ex-girlfriend would come over to the house for the holidays or for special events. And I don't think I've cleansed myself from those things yet. And if I just come to the holiday party and, just pretend, like, it won't help me. Like, I want to get over this kind of stuff, Last year, my ex and I, we broke up early last year. So last Christmas, I spent it with the family, but it's still, I didn't feel good because I wasn't over it. I wasn't over that feeling. There was a piece of me missing. My sister brought her beau, who she now has a child with. And there was just, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to pretend. You know what I mean? And now that I'm over that whole girlfriend stuff and, the attachment and the connection to that environment around this time, I wanted to sort of pass go on my Monopoly board and spend one Christmas by myself now that I can. So I had that real honest conversation with my aunt, and I was so happy because she understood. She expressed how much she understood. She didn't hold it against me. She wasn't sad. She wasn't like, Arys, you should do this, or why not, or just more. She listened to me, and I was really happy about that. I was happy that I got the support. I wasn't looking for it, but what I was looking for was some understanding on why I would spend Christmas by myself. Because you tell someone that and they don't understand. They couldn't fathom that because of how they were taught, how they were brought up. They want the photo op. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I got gas, and I don't want to hang up, put this on pause and come back. I apologize. It was a good dinner. If anything, you could say tonight was like my holiday dinner. I cooked tonight, and I was very joyous tonight, because it was like my Christmas. Christmas can look whatever, it could look like whatever you want it to look like. It doesn't have to be the mold that has been set or presented to you through Christmas films and television, commercials, Instagram, the ongoing traditions in your family. You could really, really make it. These are one of the pluses of being an adult. You can make decisions for yourself if you're fearless enough. So thankfully, the family, they respected my decision. Now, I do want to point out that my aunt, she thinks she's slick. She pulled something out of her hat that she never does, you know. She thinks she's slick, and I was following it, but I respected it because she didn't make it around Christmas. It was just a family dinner, you know, and we've been having family dinners for a while now. But it just so happened that she came out of the blue and said, "Hey, we're gonna have a dinner, a family dinner, like a week or two before, and we're gonna do gingerbread houses and all this jazz." And she got her way. You know, I love my aunt. My aunt is like a mother to me, and I know I'm like a son to her. So even if she felt a way about me telling her that I didn't want to do Christmas this year, she didn't express it, but she found a way to make it work for everyone. And for that, I'm grateful because I still had a blast. We had a little family dinner just a couple weeks before Christmas. And I did gingerbread houses for the first time with my cousins. And my baby cousin and I, we went to a late movie. We left the whole family at the house, and her and I just went to the movies because that's what we do, you know? And that was Christmas for me this year. And that's enough. That's enough for me, you know? And I want all of you to start thinking about what you want next year's Christmas to look like for you, because you could define it in any which way. It doesn't have to be the generic way, or sorry, not generic per se, but the common way, you know, what everyone else is doing, what the majority of the people around this world are doing. Christmas could look whatever you want it to look like. But do your best to remove those pressures, right? You shouldn't feel, family shouldn't be putting pressure on you. If it's that time of the year and you just feel like being by yourself, you know, maybe you don't have enough money to buy people gifts and you want to wait until next year. You know, maybe you're working. You know, teach yourself to say no. Learn how to say no, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, club members. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, hey, I'm not going to attend this year. I got a lot of things going on. I actually want to take some time to myself. I want to buy myself some gifts this year and really focus on me. And instead of being disappointed by gifts that you didn't want or asked for, you're going to treat yourself this year. Make it a priority to try new things for yourself, to make yourself feel comfortable. We already know the holidays are a cash grab. You're going to be spending all this money, and then after Christmas, which is just one day, you're going to be upset. You're going to look at your bank account. You're going to be like, why did I spend all that money? I got bills to pay. I got debts. I got something to fix on my car. I could have spent that money for many, many other things. You could get creative. You know, you could get creative with your gifts. If giving gifts is something that's really important to you, get creative. Make a gift. Create a gift, you know? Or don't get a gift at all. You know, get a gift card. You don't have to buy a gift. Your presence is enough. Stop allowing yourself to feel these pressures around the holiday. Define Christmas the way you want to define it as, and stop feeling anxious for other people who are putting these outrageous expectations on you because they want you to meet their expectation, which is to show up or to choose my house over this house or to buy me a gift or, you know, anything that's revolving around these things. It's your turn. It's your time. It's your life to really try to change things and for things to look differently for 2022. So I'm going to leave you all with that. I want you to really sit. I want what I'm saying to fester and kind of sit and stew. You know, I want you to think about these things because January 1st is right around the corner. And we already got to start planning for December 2022. But I want your Christmas next year to look very different from this year. So if you felt like you went out of your way, you went out of your comfort zone to please others, all you felt was anxiety. You felt the pressures from family or friends or even your loved ones, like your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Learn to say no. Learn to say no. Put a little doorstop. I don't even know. I don't know what a good metaphor is, but just put a stop to it. Take a break, man. Take a break. You got things to do. You're an adult now. You got things to do. Even for you young adults, you got bills to pay now. You're an adult. Christmas can look very differently for you if you choose it to. You don't need Christmas to like end and then you feel bad afterwards. That's not what Christmas is about. This holiday season is really to take some time to yourself. Time is very precious, and time can be used as a tool. You know, time is a very, very great present. And if you want to give time to not only others but yourself, it could be the greatest gift ever. All right. So I'll leave you all with this, and just do your best to stay focused and prepare for 2022. Okay. This is how I'm dealing with my anxieties, my pressures, my overwhelming feelings. And this is how I'm managing my money. So I want to share these gifts with all of you, all right? Once again, happy holidays. You've been listening to the Who and How Club. You know the slogan. You are the Who and How Club. I am the Who and How Club. And we are the who's and how's of this world. Without you, without me, there is no me. Or we? Without you, without me, there is no we. So while we're here together, let's give each other some advice on some things that, we really need advice on. If you've always wondered, or pondered or have been conflicted with what decisions to make around the holidays, you're not alone. I am living proof. This is living proof that you are not alone. And I've thought about these things forever, and I'm finally making decisions on things that I've been afraid to make decisions on. So you can make these decisions as well. And you could please yourself and make yourself feel happy. You don't have to also make other people happy at the expense of yourself and your own feelings, all right? Know your limits, set your boundaries, learn to say no. This has been the Who and How Club. I'll check in with you in a week. It's your boy, Arys Déjan. 1. Oh, actually, sorry, I apologize. We will check in. Yeah, we'll check in a week. I'll check in with you with the resolutions episode, all right? I got a lot of content coming, folks. I was just editing some stuff in my folders, and I got about 80 episodes in my pocket. Not another 80, but this is episode 59. So I got about like 21 episodes in my pocket right now, and we're just going to release this content and start setting our intentions for the new year, okay? Thank you for supporting the Who and How Club. We'll talk in a week. 1.